It's like he throws a small football, it went through a hoop, then sinks the ball in a basketball hoop. Calvin is so good at making trick shots. He has his own, one more time, his own, come on, here we go, YouTube channel. Yeah, and look, he's just like, yeah, I got this.
Have to see that.
I know.
This year marks the 75th anniversary of the release of Casablanca. The classic movie details allegiances, amour, and adventure in wartime. The movie returns to theaters this Sunday, November 12th, and Wednesday, November 15th, in honor of its 75th anniversary. As a matter of fact, you can see it locally. East Ridge 18 on South Terrace and Hamilton Place 8 on Hamilton Place Boulevard will be showing this classic black and white film. Now here, David and Cindy.
There you go.
And coming up, we're investigating surveillance cameras installed at Grundy County High School's field house. We'll tell you how many there are and how school officials hope it will eliminate crime. And later at 6.
I do not want to live. I pray to die.
A veteran tells us his story of overcoming his biggest obstacle, how he hopes sharing it will inspire others.
And you'll hear from a mom who says her son was involved in the latest assault at Ooltewah High School. We'll tell you what the school did about it and what the mom wants to see happen next.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 6.
2 Ooltewah High School students are suspended after a mom reported her special needs son had been inappropriately touched.
The assault allegedly occurred inside the locker room during gym class. Channel 3's Kate Smith spoke with the victim's mother about this. Kate?
David, the mother says it happened while her son was changing his clothes. She claims another student made a reference to the 2015 rape of an Ooltewah basketball player. School officials tell us they launched an investigation immediately after learning about the incident. The woman tells us her son's friend reported it to a teacher. This is the second time in 2 years Ooltewah High School has investigated an alleged assault. This mom wants others to know about what happened to her son so it won't happen to any other child.
A boy came up behind him and had a shoe and was trying to shove it up his rectum. He did have his clothes on, but however, it's still inappropriate.
The school followed school policy and mandatory reporting laws by filing a police report and contacting the Department of Children's Services. It's not clear how long the 2 students will be suspended for. The children involved could face simple assault charges. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we learn more. But for now, I'm live in the studio. Kate Smith, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Kate. You'll remember another case of assault at Ooltewah High School, a very serious one that occurred in December of 2015, in which several students were sexually assaulted during a basketball team trip to Gatlinburg. One freshman player was raped with a pool cue and had to be hospitalized. We'll keep you updated on the news 24 hours a day at WRCBTV.com.
The Grundy County High School field house is now being monitored at all hours of the day with security cameras. Now this comes after 5 football players were charged with attempted rape. Cameron Taylor joins us right now to explain how those cameras work. Cameron.
Cindy, nearly a dozen cameras have been installed inside and outside the field house. They've been there for nearly a month after school officials canceled the football team's away game against Upper Mid High. Parents and students I spoke with say it's a good idea, but should have been done sooner. Days after the Grundy County Sheriff's Office launched an investigation into the attempted aggravated rape of a freshman football player, security cameras were installed at the field house where it happened.
I think they need them. They just keep things from happening that have happened in the past.
Terry Turner is a senior at the high school. He says school officials made the right decision to buy the cameras.
Just improve the safety. People less likely to do stuff when there's cameras.
The chairman of the school board says they bought the security system from a company in Jasper called Crime Prevention Resources for around $5,000. The owner of that business says 4 cameras are on the outside of the building at all entrances. 7 are inside but not monitoring dressing rooms or restrooms. The cameras are always recording, and the video is fed into a hard drive that can only be accessed by administrators and authorities. Turner thinks it'll make a difference.
Safer for other people. I mean, I'm not really scared personally, but the smaller kids, yeah.
A line of large rocks now sits by the gate leading to the field house. School officials say that's to stop anyone from driving around the gate when it's closed, all to prevent unwanted access to the building and another incident from happening here. and the director of schools and the board chairman made an executive decision to buy the cameras instead of calling for a vote. The Tennessee Coalition of Open Government tells me because it was a small amount of money, a vote may have not been necessary. Live in the studio, Cameron Taylor, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Cameron. The trial for former employees at Pilot Flying J wrapped up its first week in Chattanooga. The attorney for the company's president suggested the relationship between Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam and one of the chief conspirators will become the focus of the defense team. The governor has denied any prior knowledge about the scheme to defraud trucking company customers and has not been charged. The trial continues here next week.
Today, new flags fly on Chattanooga's Veterans Bridge. The city honors our country's servicemen and women by installing flags on the Veterans Bridge. They fly alongside the 5 permanent flags that are in memory of the 4 Marines and a sailor who were killed on July 16, 2015. The city expanded a program offering residents the chance to purchase a flag for their veteran.
Every time I go across that bridge, I look at the flags and I know that each one of them is flying for someone who gave his or her life, someone who sacrificed their personal time to protect us.
The program has grown over the years. The flags will fly through Memorial Day, and some flags have already sold for next year's Veterans Day. You can get on the waiting list, and we have that information posted on our website. Walden security officials are donating $1 million to UTC's Veterans Entrepreneurship Program. Mike and Amy Walden will provide $250,000 over the next 5 years. The program offers free training, mentoring, and management expertise for small businesses founded by veterans. We'll meet a local veteran coming up who talks about his hardships while serving for our country. That's a little later in this newscast at 6:12.
For the second time in 2 weeks, Hamilton County Schools are celebrating a $50,000 grant benefiting an elementary school. Last week, we visited East Ridge Elementary. Today, it's DuPont. That school has remodeled its library into the epicenter of learning and collaboration, providing students with new books and e-readers. They have built a mealtime conversation learning lab, and they have refurbished areas dedicated to technology. Students are now using their own Kindles. They're experimenting in their STEM lab and learning some unforgettable lessons in a culinary lab, unlike anything else offered in local elementary schools. And the teachers, well, they're fired up too.
It's neat to see them excited about dropping eggs from a drone or building structures that can withstand different natural disasters, or it's just unlimited what they have done, and they are excited to be here.
I love the new books, and I like how I don't have to make sure that the books don't fall apart anymore, so I'm really happy about it. It makes me feel excited for the new changes that I'm just excited to see the changes in this school.
This is the 8th year of a collaborative effort between the PEF and the Leonore Annenberg School Fund for Children, resulting in financial support to 14 area schools. This is the final year of grants from that fund. Over the years, they've awarded $7 million to 91 public elementary schools in financial need.
It's playoffs tonight in Tennessee. The Tyner Rams are playing host to the Watertown Purple Tigers for the second round of 2A playoffs. I'll have a preview of that game right after the break.
We're going to see some scattered frost for tonight, and then for tomorrow, partly sunny skies, temperatures a little below normal. Things are looking pretty good for the weekend. I've got all the details in my 7-day forecast.
with coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 6.
Hey, we still have a lot of teams alive in the playoffs.
And tonight marks round 2 of high school playoffs for Tennessee teams. One of those teams is the Tyner Rams. Jill Jelnick joins us live now. And Jill, Tyner's coach, Wayne Turner, is no stranger to postseason football.
No, he isn't, David. You're exactly right. Tyner Rams have been a very successful program, but they've kind of hit a slow patch the last couple years. And well, this year they snapped back into it. They won the region title for the first time since 2010. Needless to say, the Rams have been on a roll. As you mentioned, tonight is the second round of playoffs, so it is win or go home. But if the Rams play as well as they have been this season, it will be a very long night for Watertown. The Rams are 9-2 overall, and they have already doubled their win total from last year, averaging 40 points a game. What's even more impressive, though, is that during their 9-game win streak, they have outscored opponents by, get this, 30 points. So they haven't just been winning, they've been beating up on teams on the backstretch of this season, and a lot of that has to do with their senior leadership. When I talked to head coach Wayne Turner earlier this week, he told me that this year's team ranks among the top 5 of the best teams he's ever had, and that's a very long time in his 27 career as a head coach with the Rams. So he'll explain why he believes this is one of their best teams coming up later in sports. But for now, live at Tyner High School ahead of our game of the week, Jill Jelnick, Channel 3 Eyewitness Sports.
Thank you, Jill. Coming up next on Eyewitness News at 6, a story of hope and inspiration from a local veteran.
It does me good to talk about how I got hurt and when I got hurt and how I overcome it.
How this veteran was able to push forward even though he had a near-death experience.
And there you go. Remember this time last week we were staring into the sun? Well, not now. Daylight saving time ended and it's getting dark. Chief Meteorologist Paul Barris says looks like you might see, some of you may see, some frost overnight. He'll be back with a 7-day forecast coming up. We've talked about the organization Operation Song during the past couple of years. They do wonderful work. And their songs, of course, are based on true stories like the one you're about to see. A story about a triple amputee veteran who has overcome a lot. And his story is close to home. Channel 3's Caitlin Chastain sat down with the man behind the music. She joins us live with his story.
Frederick McDade was drafted into the Army at 20 years old. He wanted to serve his country and then get back to playing professional baseball. McDade never hit the diamond again, and his time at war impacts his life to this day. It's a story he now uses to inspire others.
He opened it and gave it to me, and it says, You're now drafted in the United States Army.
It's a letter that changed Frederick McDade's life. 10 days later, he went to war, taking him off the baseball field and to the battlefield. As an African American, he fought for a country that didn't see him as equal.
Even with my uniform on, when I went out to the restaurants, I had to go to the back. And when I rode in a bus, I had to go to the back.
McDade continued to fight until his time on the front lines ended shortly into the Vietnam War.
And I was over there for about 4 months and 15 days before I got hit.
Running the bases wasn't possible when he came home. He still struggles with the damage a rocket-prepared grenade caused.
And it blew me up and tore the Jeep in a little bit of pieces.
McDade lost his leg, one eye, and is totally blind. But he refuses to let that define him.
I wanted to have another name other than a disabled Vietnam vet.
He admits it wasn't always easy, especially at first.
I did not want to live. I prayed to die.
But he worked hard, graduated from Dalton State, then UTC, and got a job at Dalton High School, helping at-risk students.
To get to where I am now is a reward. I thank God for being able to do the things that I do.
McDade has a very positive attitude and is very open about his experiences. He says it's important.
But it does me good to talk about how I got hurt and when I got hurt and how I overcome it.
Talking about his experience is also a reminder. Freedom isn't free, something he knows firsthand.
I am an American, dedicated to the principle which make this country free. I was prepared to risk my life, and I almost gave my life for your freedom.
Before leaving for the war, McDade played shortstop for the Washington Senators, a team we know today as the Texas Rangers. He uses his experiences on the ball field and the battlefield to help at-risk youth. In the studio, Caitlin Chastain, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you for that, Caitlin. What an inspiring story. Now, it is time to check in with Chief Meteorologist Paul Barris.
Yes, there are rumors of a weekend approaching. Paul, what can you tell us about that?
I know. We're going to have to tell you all about how nice it's going to be this weekend. We got a pretty good weekend coming up. Cool Saturday, more clouds on Sunday, and it's going to be even a little bit warmer coming up on Monday. There's no rain to speak of around here. There is some snow because it's cold enough up along the Great Lakes and up into the northern part of the Midwest. A few showers off the coast of Florida, but that's about it. It's pretty quiet around here. 52 right now in the city and in Blue Ridge, 48 Cleveland, 50 Dalton, and 46 in Athens. So if you're going out and about for tonight, you're going to need that jacket. 44 already in Murphy. And again, those northeasterly winds will slowly die down. 59, 39 the high and the low. And we're about 10 2/3 inches above normal in rain for the year. Skywatchers told me a fairly nice day. Normal highs around 63, 64 degrees. So we were a little below normal today. 60 in Dalton, 60 Varnell, 59 Chatsworth, Calhoun 61. Cleveland got to 59 while Red Bank hit 60. It was 61 in Trenton and 60 in Lakeside with Soddy Daisy and Ooltewah at 57. Lookout Mountain was 51. And then Athens 56, so it was 10 Mile. We get up to Dunlap 58, Kegel Mountain 53 and about 54. Up in Coalmont, Delano got down to 32 last night and their high was 57 while Murphy hit about 58. The Vipercast computer model that we use is just not showing any type of rain at all. Matter of fact, lots of sunshine, just a few high clouds here and there for tomorrow. Into Sunday, we'll see a few more clouds start to roll in as another cold front approaches. But all the rain's going to stay off to the north. I'm expecting dry weather around here. If anything does develop at all, it'll be a sprinkle in the Blue Ridge Mountains probably coming up on Sunday. And that's pretty iffy. By Monday afternoon, Monday evening, just partly cloudy skies once again. And the winds will start to shift later on Tuesday, probably out of the south. So Tuesday will be a fairly nice day too. But tonight, you are going to see some scattered frost, especially if you live in the outlying areas. Right in the cities themselves, it should be around 36, but away from the city, it'll be a little bit cooler. So the airport will be about 36. 59 tomorrow, mostly sunny, could hit 61 in some places. Tomorrow night, 41, clouds slowly increasing. And then on the 7-day forecast, a few more clouds Sunday with 56. Monday should be about 62. And then Tuesday, 64, and we remain in the 60s for the rest of the week. The chance for rain slim Thursday and next Friday. Pretty dry pattern shaping up, which is pretty normal for November. But once you get into the second half of November, it can get pretty interesting around here. It's already been interesting up north.
Yeah,
You've seen
snow in
those-
Cleveland.
Yeah, snow in Cleveland, snow in Michigan, snow Wisconsin, Minnesota, all over the place.
All right, thank you, Paul.
Glad we're here because it's Friday night football. Nobody wants to be in the snow.
And some
right?
great Saturday football, too. Mr. Shaheen has it all.
Yes, chilly outside right now, but the playoffs are really heating up. All of the states surrounding us, all in action tonight. We've got a Game of the Week preview, plus a look ahead to tomorrow's SEC slate. That's all. Straight ahead sports. Postseason play is in full swing from our corners of Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia. Almost 24 teams remain, but only a few local teams are enjoying home playoff games. That includes Tyner hosting Watertown in our Game of the Week. We turn now live to sports reporter Jill Jelnick joining us from Tyner Academy. Jill, two things here. It being November, No Shave November. It being the playoffs, postseason beards, you know that's a thing. Rate for us Wayne Turner's beard, please.
Paul, hands down, the best in Tennessee. I have a hard time believing there is a beard that we fear more than Wayne Turner's beard. Anyways, like you mentioned, tonight Tyner plays host to Watertown's second round of playoffs. It's important to note that the Tyner Rams returned more than half of their starters from last season, but I do want to mention that this is a completely different team from last year. This year's team is arguably the best collection of all-around athletes that the Rams have had in several years, but when I talked to the players this week, they told me that it's the team chemistry that has made all the difference. From 4-7 to now 9-2, the difference from the Rams a year ago is night and day, and there seems to be one key factor.
Last year we were still, kind of young, but we didn't have good chemistry. So this year we got so much chemistry. So we just, do better in practice, you know, try to get the team together.
Wayne Turner has been the head coach of the Rams for 27 years, and he admits this year's team ranks among the best.
It's one of the top 5, I guess, that I've had over the years. They seem to care a whole lot about each other in what we do as a team, not as much as individuals. And I think that makes a big difference.
Tyner has won 9 straight games, but the Rams believe their turning point this season was their win over the defending region champs.
After the Marion game, when we beat Marion, I was like, yeah, this the team to do it. It was a tough game. It was down going to third quarter, and we scored again. And we kind of like got our confidence back, like, oh yeah, we can win this game. You know, especially when once we get going, it's hard to stop us.
The Rams were crowned region champions for the first time since 2010, but they realize their work is far from over.
We can win it all. We have all the time. You know, we got great coaches who can take us there. Everybody wants it. You know, even the underclassmen wants it. But we just all got to work together to get it.
So, Paul, 2 things. 1, this is a very passionate Tyner team. And 2, they do not fear the beard. They love the beard. They love this coaching staff. They love playing for Coach Turner. They told me they practice every day thinking about him and this program. And well, hopefully it's that mentality that gets them another win tonight. Again, 7 p.m. kickoff right here at Tyner Academy. Of course, I'll have highlights and more later at 11. But for now, live at Tyner High School, Jill Jelnick, Channel 3 Eyewitness Sports.
Thanks so much, Jill. Now, as mentioned, that is not the only playoff game around. We'll have crews all over the region. Here's just a few that we will be at. Harper Valley, Meigs County, Red Bank, Notre Dame, Bridgeland, Dobbins, Bennett, plus more at 11. We're running out of time. Let's keep it going. Sticking on the prep beat, a few more college signees from the early signing period. From Bradley Central, Ryan Howard signed with the University of Kentucky to play women's basketball. North up 27. Meigs County softball star Aubrey Reed will be a Rocket. Reed signed with the University of Toledo. And quickly, as we run out of time, how do we have more left? I don't know, but there's your SEC slate for Saturday.
Take your time.
A couple big ones. Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, Mississippi State, Tennessee at Missouri. I said big one. Sorry, I didn't mean to mention that.
Oh, well, it could be kind of big.
You laughed with me at home. Don't get
We're
mad.
giggling. Okay.
Butch Jones says it's big. That's for sure.
Big for him, for sure. Paul, tonight, what about?
All right, 52 currently right now in the city. Let's take a look at that planner for you. And then coming up tonight by about 9 o'clock should be about 46. So you need that jacket at those games. 44 at midnight. Pretty much clear skies tonight.
Sounds good. It sounds perfect, actually, for November, right? Thank you for joining us for Eyewitness News at 6.
And we're proud to show the red, white, and blue this evening. And, of course, tomorrow, many Veterans Day observances and programs in our area. We salute our veterans here in the Tennessee Valley. We love you. NBC News is next here on Channel 3. Have a safe weekend, everybody.
We'll see you at 11 for news and Friday Night Football.
Seven of a local father's 12 children chose to follow in his footsteps and serve in the military. Seven of a local father's 12 children chose to follow in his footsteps and serve in the military. He talks to us about their decisions on the eve of Veterans Day. Join us at 11.
And I'll let you know if you see frost in the morning and how the weekend looks for enjoying fall colors.
Meet a local veteran. Meet a local veteran with 7 children serving in the military. I'll track frosty morning temperatures in the weekend forecast.